Hello, Oracles. Woohoo, what a day today. Tesla jumping up, closing over $290. We kind of expected that with the news about the Cybertruck coming out on Saturday. So the question was, would we be able to sustain this as the day went on? Sure enough, we did. We also got great news that came in today stating that they are looking to double the capacity in Berlin from 500,000 vehicles to 1 million. So we will get into all of that and more in just a minute. All right, so looking at the charts again, climbing up over 3%, closing over $290. As we were talking about recently, $290 was going to be that next level that we may be stopping at. From there, if we continue to go up, $300 is going to be the place that we are looking at breaking. So we may end up pushing up to $300 tomorrow. Maybe we push up to 300 for earnings. Again, next step up from here is 300. Next above that is 308 and then 314. 314 is that really difficult level that we just cannot break. Now, looking at RSI, we did push into the overbought range here at 71.58. On the weekly chart, we are also in the overbought range at 71.76. Monthly, we're still good, just in the high 50s. So we've got some room to grow on the monthly RSI. So just things to pay attention to. We'll see how we go from here. Looking at the volume, up a little bit more today, so more people buying. Again, this is most likely because of the Cybertruck news and then Berlin production. Very good news coming out today. So again, this is something that we kind of anticipated when we got that news on Saturday. Very exciting to see. Glad we held at this level. I actually got paid my dividends today for TSLY. It was awesome. $1.06 per share. Unbelievable. Basically, more than $1 per share from what I had. Amazing to see that in my portfolio. Now, looking at where we're going from here, I want to add more for sure, of course. But earnings coming up, don't know what we're going to get. Is this going to be a run into earnings and then a sell off? Are we going to get good earnings and then continue to pop from here and then maybe sell off later? Are we just not going to sell off at all? I had put a poll up over on Twitter yesterday. I have been talking about massive market pullback in the next 6 to 12 months. Granted, I have been saying it for a few months now, but I still see it coming. What do you think will happen in the next 6 to 12 months? Market crash, up and down swings, or a bull market run? The majority of people out there said they are thinking we're going to get a bull market run. Hey, if it happens, I'm all about it. I would be super excited. Looking at the charts, I don't know, but maybe we do get a run for the next 6 months based upon the monthly RSI. Maybe we get some ups and downs, but more ups than downs, pulling that RSI up. Then we get that bigger pullback. Again, when we look historically, when the Fed pauses, we end up seeing the indices going to all-time highs. We are seeing 52-week highs, but we haven't gotten ourselves to all-time highs yet. We're still about 6 or 7% away from that. Still some room to grow. Maybe we do continue to push up from here. So we will see how this ends up playing out, but that is what you guys are thinking we're just going to keep going up. And now earlier today, Elon did respond to a tweet stating that Ford cuts its prices on the electric F-150 Lightning pickups by as much as $10,000. Elon responded, "The Ford Lightning is a good vehicle, just somewhat expensive, especially given the high interest rates these days for any kind of loan." And so my thoughts on this were, well, we've been talking the other day about how maybe we're going to see the Cybertruck dual motor coming in at $69,000. But if Ford just brought their prices down to $59,000, does that mean we can see a $59,000 dual motor Cybertruck and a $79,000 quad motor? We'll see, because if Elon thinks that those prices are pretty high, maybe that's giving us a little indication as to the pricing of the Cybertruck when it comes out. And then in the other big news for the day, also as expected before they even broke ground, Berlin is looking to double capacity to 1 million vehicles annually. Remember this as we hear about India at 500,000 vehicles, as I expect we will see the same expansion there, if not more. So Wall Street Journal put out the article, Tesla outlines plan to create largest auto factory in Germany. Electric vehicle maker aims to double capacity of Berlin area plant to 1 million cars a year. So again, this is something we spoke about as well. Back when Berlin was first coming online, they said 500,000, but we knew full well they were going to push it to at least 1 million. Maybe they end up expanding to more than that. Who knows? But we knew that they were going to get themselves to 1 million. So when we're hearing about India coming out with 500,000, Just remember this, because that's most likely exactly how it's going to play out again when it comes to India. Is they're going to say 500,000, they're going to get it up to that ramp, then they're going to get the expansions going and double that capacity to 1 million. Now with India online, I think we might end up pushing to 2 million, maybe even more. If Mexico is looking to start at 2 million, pushing to 4 million, we may end up seeing the same thing coming out of India. Other big news that we got is, as expected, Hyundai coming out with their intent to share Tesla's charging network and join the NACS, the North American Charging Standard. So again, this is another big one that we were expecting to come over. They now have expressed their intent to do such, and it'll just be a matter of time before they officially announce that they are there. And then something I wanted to share with you guys as well, when it comes to some FUD pieces that we see on a regular basis, Omar from Holmar's catalog had tweeted out an article that was printed back in 2020. Now, back in 2020, this is before we ended up running up. The Model Y was just coming out. And there was a lot of FUD pieces that were still coming out about Tesla. And so their article was 15 reasons why the Tesla Model Y will fail. Every young company makes a mistake sooner or later, and with the flack the Model Y has been getting, it seems that for Tesla, that moment has come. And then my retweet to that is 15 reasons why you need to do your own due diligence and research when reading articles like this about Tesla. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I do like to read both sides of the picture. You guys know that. You know that it's important to see both sides. You don't want to get yourself into an echo chamber of just bulls. Yes, it's awesome to be there. Yes, it feels good. But there is also some pushback and other things that, if Tesla was just living themselves in an echo chamber of we can do no wrong, they would never improve. There's always things to improve upon. And when you read articles like this, some of them do end up having valid points that are, things that Tesla takes into consideration to improve upon. So this is why Elon actually likes all of that negative feedback, because it just challenges him to become better. This is why Tesla is as good as they are pieces like this. But when you're going out there and doing your research, you can't let articles like this alone influence the way you're going to invest. Again, it's good to understand the bearish perspective on things and the negatives that Tesla does face. However, just reading these articles alone would make you believe that Tesla was going to fail. And now here we are, less than 3 years later, and the Model Y is going to become the best-selling vehicle in the world. So if you had based upon all of your investing strategies off of these articles, you'd be really kicking yourself right now. So not financial advice, but when you start reading FUD articles like this, just make sure that you're understanding who is writing them, where they're coming from, and also read both sides of the coin, because clearly this one was wrong. And as Elon stated himself, there were thousands of articles like this that were written back then, and they were all wrong, clearly. So an awesome run today. Love to see this. Again, we have earnings coming up in 2 days. Do we continue running into earnings? We may very well, just because of what we saw today going into earnings. There's been some good positive vibes coming out with people thinking that we're going to be beating these earnings expectations. That could be a very good thing and push us even higher after earnings. Again, we never know. We've seen Tesla come out and smash earnings and sell off right afterwards. So hard to play earnings like that. But again, long-term investors, we're looking at it from a fundamental standpoint. As far as I'm concerned, everything I see these days is leading me to believe that even at $290, it's a great price to buy at. Again, I'm still adding my $15 every single day, so I'm still getting in there, but I am holding cash because I do think we're going to get a pullback. Again, we will be doing a live stream on Wednesday. It'll be a market close live stream going right into earnings, assessing the earnings, and then going into the earnings call. So that will be starting on Wednesday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. 30 minutes before market closes, just to make it easier for you guys to figure out if you're in different time zones. So very much looking forward to that. We'll have Peggy on here, may have Brian, still waiting to hear back from him. Either way, it's going to be a great time. Bring all your excitement, bring all your questions. We'll do our best to answer everything we can. We'll share all the information with you guys. So super excited about that. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great evening. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support. Have a great one.